Alright, before we continue into the Druid Sanctum to talk to Kagha, Nettie, help out Arabella, we will go to camp and do a much needed rest.
Let's see what this does.
Whoa. We have many people who wish to talk. We'll start out with Lae'zel.
What's up for discussion?
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
What do you mean by the tears?
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crush, Komira.
Or I'll get thinky from the tears.
Your curiosity is to be commended. Githyanki are hatched in creches all throughout realm space. Komira is one of many. It's there I first saw a Kithrak mount a red dragon, where I slit my cousins' throats at the Vaj's command. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
Tingle runs through your head and down to your feet.
Ah, there it is. That shiver. Our little brainworms have made fast friends, it would seem. How do you feel?
Surprisingly fine, in spite of it all.
Surprising is just the word, isn't it? Before the Illithid's unscheduled surgery, I'd felled hundreds of beasts and a fair few fiends. The tadpoles weakened me, suppressed greater talents, but beyond that, I've showed no signs of turning. No nausea, no pain, not even a hot flash.
Something's different about us, or at least about our tadpoles.
Indeed. Perhaps the worm's vat was poisoned. Perhaps we're uncommonly fit. Or perhaps the tadpoles are merely on holiday. We could conjecture all night. I suppose the why doesn't matter so much as the what next. And that answer is plain as the horns on a war devil's head. We get these things out. Let's get some rest. Dawn comes sooner than we think.
Alrighty, let's talk to Astarion, who's a rather fascinating individual.
You know, I've been thinking, reflecting on what tomorrow might bring. When we arrive at this Gith crash, will we find out how to bring the worm under control? Will this little adventure of ours be over?
Doesn't have to be. We can still travel together.
Good. I don't want you to run off just yet. You're quite the ally after all. Traversing Avernus, surviving the crash, surviving everything that's followed. I'm not easily impressed by people, but you're stronger than I gave you credit for.
His fangs are quite obvious right there. It's true. And I am pretty impressive.
Aren't you just?
Are you feeling alright?
Oh, I was leagues away. I just need to get some air, clear my head. I'll see you later, I'm sure. Sleep tight.
You too, Mandible.
The leader of the pack comes to chat. What's on your mind? You must be pleased to have a clear path forward. I can't wait to get this thing out of my head.
You're the one who called me over. So I'll come next for you, once this is all over.
Head to Baldur's Gate. Someone's waiting for me.
Oh yeah? Who?
Let a girl have some secrets. Was there anything else?
How are you feeling?
The same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
No hesitations, I'm afraid. I'd have to end your misery, then and there.
Wise. Though, I hope you'd miss me after I'm gone. I think I would if the positions were reversed. But you're right. If we're to make it through all this, there can be no room for hesitation. You're doing well. It's a beautiful night. I think I'll stay up to enjoy it while I still can. Rest well.
She can be very cryptic, and she is very secretive. For good reason. Look at him go. He was hunting. Definitely not the posture of someone who's out for a midnight stroll, no? So, alright, we will continue into the Druid Sanctum and see if we can help Arabella, learn what we can from Nettie, and discover what Kagha wants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry!
Have you lost your senses, Kagha? Release her.
She stole the idol of Sylvanas. She must pay the price. We will imprison the thief under guard of my servant. When we cast out the rest, she may join them. Let the devil be an example. We will tolerate outlanders no longer. The grove will be made safe. The circle will be closed.
Lovely person.
It's not over, then through.
Please! I'm sorry.
This is madness, Kagha. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil. And I will cast out every stranger.
Thief? Poison? What's her actual crime?
Girl? You mean parasite? She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Kagha. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it.
Hurry, Kagha's mind. Hopefully.
Halsin is gone. I am first Druid now. I will take control and prove my authority.
You've proven your authority. Now prove your mercy.
Fair words. Child, take to the others word of my grace. Sif, Tila, to me.
It hurts.
Thank you, Kagha. Master Halsin.
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
No. I hate wolves.
I didn't realize you were frightened of wolves, Shadowheart.
Everyone's frightened of something. My fear's hardly irrational when you see the fangs on those things.
Interesting. Usually that conversation doesn't show up until later.
Ridiculous. We just let her run.
I know that look. You're wondering why I was in pain before. Let's just clear the air about that now. It's just an old wound that hurts me from time to time. Nothing to be concerned about. It's nothing to do with the tadpoles, at least, in case your imagination is in danger of getting away from you. It's just something I have to live with.
How badly does it hurt?
Quite a lot, if I'm being honest. But it always passes quickly, so I can manage.
Are you sure it's not connected to the tadpoles?
Positive. You can trust me on that.
Alright. Okay, we have some interesting options here. What do you think of all that's happened to us so far?
We've been through quite a lot, with likely more to come. Care to narrow it down a little?
How am I holding up in your estimations?
I must admit, you've been a surprise, and not an unpleasant one. Kindred spirits are few and far between for me. Besides, you saved my life aboard the Nautiloid. How can I do anything but sing your praises?
What will you do if we actually manage to remove the tadpoles?
I suppose we'd go our separate ways. Not a slight on your company, of course.
No reason for us not to stay together if we get on well.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. If we do survive, we'll have separate lives to return to. I need to get to Baldur's Gate. There's someone waiting for me there. Someone I have to reach. As soon as possible.
Seems personal. I won't pry if it's not something you wish to talk about.
Thank you. And you're right. It's a delicate matter. Not something for light conversation.
You have thoughts about our little stowaways.
Must I? Thinking about it won't help. We know what to do, so let's do it. Find a way to rid ourselves of these things. Personally, I think finding this Halsin is our best bet. I'm not too hopeful that a Gith crash will actually prove our salvation, but worth keeping in mind.
I really don't want to pry. I want to talk about all that's happened to us.
Fine. What's on your mind?
Turn to other matters. Tell me about your fear of wolves.
They're ravenous predators with fangs like daggers. It's hardly an irrational fear to harbor. You've been decent to me so far. Maybe if you can, don't make me face any more of them. At least, not alone.
I'll try to avoid wolves in future, where possible.
Thank you. I had a feeling you'd be understanding.
We should get to know each other a little more.
Must we? No harm in a little mystery, don't you think?
If you're not comfortable, I won't press you.
Thank you. I'm sure we'll get along perfectly well.
I don't want to kill anyone, but I won't let this grove be harmed.
Talk to Gale.
That woman has more venom in her heart than a snake in its fangs. But at least the child is safe. What is youth if not a time to be forgiven for one's transgressions?
Sounds like you have something to confess yourself.
Ha! And you don't? You're wholly without vice or sin, or the occasional lapse in judgment? No. You don't strike me as quite that boring.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you my first thought when I first came across Kagha. And that is, her behavior, her attitude is very atypical of a druid. You know, we'll talk to her for a second and maybe glean a little more about her personality.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
You're protecting your own. Sometimes cruelty is required.
First you urge grace, then you speak truth. You surprised me twice over. A shame the grace period ends. The Viper's fangs have been bared. She must guard her brood. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanas, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders.
This rite, it must be born of powerful magic.
The rite of thorns. It is the Tree Father's gift that none come to harm. When we speak the final prayer, the great vine will sprout forth. The grove will be cloaked in bramble and thorn. No one enters, no one leaves. Sanctuary. None of this can happen while Outlanders infect us. Sylvanas demands that we choke them out.
She almost sounds like a shadow druid. He came on Zevlor's behalf. His people could perish if you forced them out.
And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike.
Then it seems I'd best speak to Zevlor.
You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
Yeah, that cruelty is very atypical. We'll just work our way around here.
By claw and tooth from root to thorn, the old oak's grove to wildlings sworn. The mural shows druids claiming the grove in the name of the old oak, Sylvanas, god of nature.
Let's see what that logbook says. This hefty book is labeled 1371 and stamped with an elegant stag against a dark green background. 6 Uktar sent true druids, some of the newer recruits up north. Village there has had 2 years of failed crops and are unlikely to survive the next winter.
By letting that
9 Uktar. A group from Baldur's Gate arrived. They've set up camp on the edge of the forest. 2 bears and a fox came by. Their territory has been burned out. Half the fox's cubs died. Paying this new group a visit tomorrow. 10 Uktar. Visit did not go well. After telling me where to shove it, they said they'd cut down half the forest and burn out any wildlife that dared to stick around. Claimed they were going to quote-unquote farm the land and make a new city of their own. It's time to get creative. 12 Uktar. Mudslide did the trick, buried half their farming equipment, and made the rest useless. They won't be back anytime soon. Got reports of a red wizard in the village south of here. Sending 3 rangers to investigate. If they catch even a whiff of a red cloak, I'm contacting the house of Sylvanas. Red wizard is a wizard of Thay. Powerful and typically not a very good wizard. This logbook is a collection of entries detailing the exploits of an outpost overseen by the Emerald Enclave. Let's see what's in these wicker baskets. Yeah, camp supplies, I'll take all I can get, thank you. I'm about out of them now.
The forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. Beasts chasing beasts alongside a wild woman. A depiction of some local folktale, perhaps.
Damn it. Let's see if Gale can get it.
Ready and willing. As you wish.
The forest rose with claw and tooth to tear the darkness from its roots. The mural depicts Druid and Beast fighting together to drive monsters from their land. It looks like they were victorious, and yet the monsters have returned.
And these things have stayed interesting.
Some interesting things you can find out via those plaques.
Best be on my way.
Let's just save a little bit here. I've been considering downloading a mod that basically ensures good dice rolls.
They look like dark justiciars.
In darkest hour, a concord made, twixt harp and wild against the shade. Harp and wild. You recall stories of an alliance between druids and the harpers, but the details are vague. The towers seized, the battle done. The moonrise broke the darkest one. You recognize the mark of the dark goddess Shar on the broken helmet. This army marched in her name.
So many dead. Sent to the Night Singer's embrace.
Moonrise must be a reference to Shar's divine sister, Selûne.
What's in here?
I think before we talk to Nettie, we'll go back out and we will talk to Arabella and her parents. Wrap that up. This volume is labeled The Evil Eye. While the number of trinkets and bargains a hag personally acquires means that her powers will be unique compared to that of her sisters, hags as a whole can still be divided into 3 subcategories. Night hags,
Ridiculous.
named as such for their ability to haunt a mortal's dreams, slowly devouring vital essence until the victim's soul can be trapped into the hag's soul bag. They are known for being petty, selfish braggart. Sea hags, known for devouring their victims whole. Sea hags can terrorize and kill with a single look. They reek of fish, and are incapable of making a proper cup of tea. Green Hag. They are beautiful. They are powerful. Speak not a word against them. We will be coming across Green Hag in this game. It can be quite entertaining and horrifying. Now let's go back out and talk to Arabella. Probably should have waited to read the plaques until we settled her quest. Got ahead of myself. I guess it doesn't really matter though. She's so freaking cute.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a gnoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her.
No more light-fingered antics. Right, Arabella?
Yeah. I mean, thank you for helping me.
So we receive a locket.
Not yours.
It's my job too. The Druids don't care about us. No one does. We have to look after ourselves.
We'll inspect it here in a second.
That's what Mole says.
That girl. I don't care what Mole says. That was stupid and reckless. The road to Baldur's Gate looks a little less daunting now that we're all back together.
Because of you, I got my little girl back. That's not something I'll forget.
Alright, kid. Quit moving around so much.
Ugh. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. If I'd got that stupid idol, I'd be a hero.
What kind of hero did you expect to be?
A heroic thief? Mum? Dad? Mole? They all would have been so impressed. Mole said we had to do something, because the old folks weren't doing anything. They were talking when the Druids were getting ready to throw us out. Why can't we just stay until it's safe?
Maul is a rather interesting character. You want to wait to talk to her. She's in a hideout that was near Donnie. They're so cute. They're a cute family. Yeah, Maul's inside this hideout. You want to wait until you've helped out quite a few of the Tiefling children. 3, maybe 4. And then talk to her. She'll be much more receptive to you. And you'll get a really cool quest as far as stealing the idol of Sylvanas, which we will do. But for now, I'm going to probably return to camp, rest, stock up on some supplies. Now that we have some victuals to rest with. We need arrows and healing potions and all kinds of things, and then we will talk to Nettie. Yeah, before I call it a quit on this episode, I just wanted to note that Arabella is a very important character, and she becomes rather pivotal later on. So make sure that you save her, make sure that you're on good terms with her. She is, not right now, but she will eventually become quite the ally.